Alright, here we are, Algebra 2, 8-2, adding and subtracting rational expressions. So we're going to simplify. This is what we're doing here. We're simplifying stuff. Here's our first example. We've got 3y over 2x cubed plus 5z over 8xy squared. Okay, so here's what we need to do here. Remember back a long time ago when you have 1/2 plus 2/3, and here's what we don't do, right? We don't just add straight across. 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, right? That's not accurate. Bop, bop. What we have to do is we have to find a common denominator. And so we need to multiply the bottom by 3, the top by 3. What we do to the bottom, we do to the top. The bottom by 2, the top by 2 for this one, so that we can have a common denominator of 6. And so 3 over 6 plus 4 over 6 equals 7/6. And so that's the way we do that. Notice how different this answer is. 7/6, that's, 1 and 1/6. If we did it this other way here, that's the wrong way, we would get 3/5. That's like half of the answer. Anyway, it's not exactly half, but it's fairly similar. So as to half of this. Either way, it's way off. So we need to do the same thing with this more complicated deal. But so let's just figure out what each one of these has that the other one doesn't have, and then we just need to multiply that by the top and the bottom. No big deal. So let's look at this 2x cubed. Okay, we got 2x cubed. This term here has an 8, and so that's fine. And then it's got a 2 in there, so right, that's 2 cubed. And so now it doesn't have x cubed. If I want x to be x cubed, I need to multiply it by x squared. All right, so I know I'm going to need to do the top and the bottom each by x squared. Maybe I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write this down here. 3y 2x cubed. I'm going to leave some space. 5z over 8xy cubed squared. Okay, I'm going to write it. I'll leave some space here so I can see what I'm going to write. Okay, so x squared, and this doesn't have a y, so there's nothing else that this is missing that this one has. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom of this fraction here by x squared. Now, for this one, I'm missing 4. In order to get to 8, I need to multiply by 4. I'm not missing anything with the x's, but I don't have a y squared in this denominator. So I need to multiply the top and the bottom each by 4y squared. And this will give me a common denominator that I can work with. Okay, I add these together, and so I get 3, well, let's multiply this, dude. On the top, 3 times 4 is 12. Y cubed, y squared times y is y cubed. I've already been doing too much talking today. And then plus 5x squared z. So that's going to be what I have on the numerator. On the bottom, the denominator, I'm just going to have 4 times 2, which is 8. X cubed y squared. And so I should have that same thing if I multiply here, 8x cubed y squared. So that's my denominator. And there is nothing I can do to factor. I can't factor anything out here that's going to make any difference. There's nothing I can do to this. That is the end of our simplification here. Let's do another one. Let's see, 4 over 5a cubed b squared. I'm going to leave some space, plus 9c over 10ab. Okay, again, same idea as the one we just did, which is doing another problem here. I'm going to look at the denominator and see what I'm missing from each one. So for this one, 5 times 2 is 10, so I need a 2. A cubed, I got that covered. B squared, I got that covered. Okay, so I'm just going to multiply the top and the bottom both by 2. This one here, I don't need anything to multiply by this 10. I've got that handled. Now this a, though, I need to multiply by a squared in order to get to be a cubed. And then this b, I need to multiply by b in order to get b squared. A squared b. So I need to multiply. What I do to the bottom, I do to the top. All right, so now I got 4 times 2 is 8, plus 9 times a squared b, and then I've got that c there. 9 times a squared bc. All over 10 a cubed b squared. So 10a cubed b squared, 10a cubed b squared, and that's my answer. I can't cross these a's out because there isn't an a here. I've got this addition, there's no a here, I can't cross those out. This is my final answer. Let's have you do one without me this time. Let's call it a U-try. And this is the last one of these kind, and we'll move on here. I've got 3a squared over 16b squared minus, I'll leave some space here, 8x over 5a cubed b. All right, simplify this. All right, let's see how you did. Let's see, 5 and 16. Oh, gross. Okay. So I'm going to be multiplying. Let's look at the variables first. I need to multiply by a cubed, because this one doesn't have an a cubed, but it does have a b. That's fine. Okay. So I'm going to multiply by a cubed. I got to worry about this 16 here. This is ugly. So what I'm going to do here is I am just going to multiply the bottom by 5 and the top by 5 as well. Right, of course. What I do to the bottom, I do to the top. I'm going to multiply it by 5. And so this one, I'm going to multiply by 16. And so then I'll have 5 times 16, 5 times 16, perfect. Okay. 16. And so now I have the a cubed, I don't have a b, I need to multiply it by b, 16b. So this comes out to 15 a to the 5th power, a to the 3rd times a squared. I add the exponents, so I get the 5th, minus 16 times 8. 16 times 8 is 128. And then b times x all over whatever each of these comes out to, which is 16 times 5 is 80. And then I've got a cubed b squared. Okay, now can I don't think there's any, I can't do, if there's 3 go into 80. No, 3 doesn't go into 80. So I can't do anything to simplify this at all. It's all done. That's it. Okay, polynomial denominators. Polynomial denominators. So here's an example. 5 over x, 6x minus 18, sorry, minus x minus 1 times 4x squared minus 14x plus 6. Ew. Okay, let's factor this bottom deal out here just to see what's happening. I can pull, I can't pull a 2 out of here, but I can pull a 4, I can't pull a 4, but I can pull a 2. So this would be 2 times 2x squared minus 7x plus 3. Okay, so I need to factor this even more. So if I were to use my magic x, which I'm not going to take time at this time to do, I can factor this down here as 2x minus 1 and x minus 3. So that's what this denominator factored looks like. Okay, so I've got 2x minus 1 and x minus 3. Let's factor this here. If I can pull out a 6, so this will be 6 times x minus 3. Okay, cool. So now I'm looking at this denominator, and I'm trying to see what each one needs so that we can have a common denominator. So here's one way to look at this. Well, no, let's go ahead and we'll do it the kind of the longer way. We'll just keep going the way that we've been doing it. So I've got 5 over 6 times x minus 3 minus x minus 1 times over 2 times 2x minus 1 x minus 3. Okay. Now let's see what I need to do to make this have a common denominator. So I'm just looking at the denominator still. I need to multiply this one by 3. So I can multiply by 3. Multiply what I do to the bottom, I do to the top. Now for this one, I have an x minus 3, and I have got the 2 covered. I just need this 2x minus 1. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 2x minus 1. Okay, let's rewrite the denominator now as 6 times 2x minus 1 times x plus 3. Oops, not plus. X minus 3. So that's our common denominator. Now let's deal with what's up on top here. So we've got 5 times 2x minus 1. And I'm just going to distribute that 5 in there. So I've got 10x minus 5 minus 3 times x minus 1. I'm going to use parentheses here for this x minus 1 because this negative is going to need to be distributed throughout there. So I keep that negative and I put parentheses here so I can do that. Let's go ahead and get this negative 3 in there. 10x minus 5 minus 3x plus 3 all over my common denominator, which is that mess right there. I'm just going to write common denominator for now because I want to work on the numerator just a little bit more. 10x minus 3x is 7x. Negative 5 and positive 3 is negative 2 over my common denominator, which is 6 times 2x minus 1 times x minus 3. And that's all that she wrote. I can't do anything else to that. That mess right there. Okay, let's go right on into another one. X minus 1 over, ooh, that's kind of a bad x minus 1, isn't it? Over x squared minus x minus 6 minus 4 over 5x plus 10. Okay, let's do a little factoring here before we move on. So this, I'm going to pull a 5 out. 5 times x plus 2. If I were to distribute that 5, I would get this expression. Okay, 5x plus 2. This one, what do I multiply together to get negative 6? Add together to get negative 1. We got, what, negative 3 and positive 2? Multiply together, get -6. Add together to get -1. Okay, so now these are my two denominators. I'm going to try to get a common one. This one is missing x minus 3. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom both by x minus 3. This one is missing the 5. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom both by 5. Okay, let's rewrite this because this is getting a little bit messy over here. So I'm going to distribute this 5. So I've got 5x minus 1 minus 4 times x minus 3 all over my common denominator, which is x minus 3, x plus 2 times 5. 5x minus 3, x plus 2. I can't cross out these x minus 3's because I've got all of this stuff going on. This is all multiplication down here, so I could do it if this was all multiplication up here, but these guys are getting in the way, these subtraction signs. So let's distribute here and see what we have left over. So I've got 5x minus 1 minus 4x plus 12 over my common denominator. I don't want to write that again until I'm all ready. Let's see, positive 5, negative 4x, that gives me x. Negative 1 and positive 12 will give me a positive 11. All over my common denominator, which is 5x minus 3, x plus 2. Now, last time I did this, I got a different number here. Oh, I see what I did wrong last time. Oof. Yikes, I did it right this time. I did it wrong last time. Interesting. All right. Cool. Let's go ahead and move on. I think I have a few more examples for us to do. Ooh, I got some ugly ones. I got some ugly ones for us, people. Three more examples, maybe 2. We'll see how it goes. But all right, 1 plus 1 over x over 1 minus x over y. Ew. Okay. It's going to be all right though. Okay, just don't be scared. It's going to be okay. Now, I'm going to rewrite this as this one divided by this one, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. I need to find a common denominator for the numerator and a common denominator for the denominator. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to rewrite this. So 1 is x over x, right? X over x is 1. Plus 1 over x. Common denominator. Yay! Here, 1 is also y over y. Y divided by y minus x over y. Right? These are equivalent statements here. Okay, now I'm going to simplify the top a little bit, simplify the bottom a little bit, and then I'm going to rewrite this. So I've got x plus 1 over x. So I've got my common denominator for the numerator. Now for the denominator, these y's are fine, so I have y minus x over y. Now I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to go next to it. I'm going to go this way because I just feel more comfortable doing it that way. X plus 1 over x divided by this one, which is y minus x over y. Now remember, I flip this one and then I change it to multiplication. X minus plus 1 over x times y over y minus x. Whew. All right, we're almost there. Now I just multiply straight across. So I can put parentheses here if that's helpful. The y goes to both of those. So I have yx plus y over xy minus x squared. Xy minus, yes, that's right. Ooh, great. Now, can I just cross off these xy's here? No, because positive, and I'm adding and I'm subtracting. I can't do that. I could pull an x out, I could factor that out, I could factor a y out, but nothing is going to cancel, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. It's done. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can cancel out here. All right, let's do another one that's very similar to this. 1 minus y over x over 1 over y plus 1 over x. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to do the same idea, just take it nice and easy. So 1, I want a common denominator here, so 1 is x over x. X over x minus y over x. Now my numerator has a common denominator. My denominator does not as easy as before, so I need to multiply this by x over x, and I need to multiply this by y over y. So now I have a common denominator of xy. Okay, so that's x over xy plus y over xy. Whew. Okay, now let's rewrite these a little bit more consolidated here. X minus y over x, that's the top here, all over x plus y over xy. Okay, now I'm at the point where I'm going to rewrite this thing. X minus y over x divided by x plus y over xy. Whew. Now I flip this guy, change this to multiplication. X minus y over x times xy over x plus y. Whew. Getting close. Now I multiply straight across. I'm going to put parentheses here on these ones that have addition or subtraction in, so that I'm keep it all organized. So this xy gets multiplied here, and this x gets multiplied here. Okay, xy times x is x squared y minus xy times negative y, or, well, there's the minus already, okay, xy squared over, I probably didn't need to distribute that yet, but okay, that's fine. X squared plus x times y. Okay, now there is a little bit of factoring I can do here that I could have done right here. I could have taken these x's out right here, but I just didn't think about it in time. So here we are now, stuck in this mess, but it's okay. We can do it anyways. I can take an x, see how I have an x in both of these, and I have an x in both of these, so I can take those out. X times x squared, y minus y squared. Oh, this should just be not x squared, it should just be x. Over x times x plus y. So if I distribute that x back in there in both of these, I should have this. So those x's go away, and I end up with y minus y squared over x plus y. And that is my answer. Oops, forgot to write that x there. And I am sticking to it. Whew. Last one, let's do one more. Why not? We're here, might as well. C over D minus D over C all over D over C plus 2. All right, I'm going to have to I'm running out of room here, but it's okay. Okay, so on this numerator, I need a new denominator here. I need a common denominator. I need to multiply this one, top and bottom by C, this one, top and bottom by D. So I have a common denominator of CD. CD is my common denominator here. And on the top, I'm going to have C times C, which is C squared, minus D squared. This would be a good one if you're feeling fairly comfortable. Do this as a U-try and then come back and see how you did. But I'm just going to keep moving now. For my denominator here, now notice this is 2, which is the same as 2 over 1. So I need a C for this denominator, I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom both by c. So now I've got d plus 2c all over c. I'm going to keep going to the right even though I'm not really supposed to. Now I'm going to rewrite this as c squared minus d squared over cd divided by d plus 2c over c. I'm going to flip these two. So I've got c squared minus d squared over cd times c over d plus 2c. Okay, at this point, I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to say, oh, I have these c's that are going to be multiplied. I'm going to cross those out like I should have done with those x's, just to make things a little bit easier. Now I end up with c squared minus d squared over, I'm going to distribute this d in here, so I've got d squared plus 2cd. And there is nothing else I can do to this. This factors to be c minus d times c plus d, but that doesn't really help me. I can't do anything with that anyway, so I'm just going to leave it like this. And that is 8-2. Good luck on the homework.